Alright guys, welcome back to part, I think it's 13 at this point. We're on the next case, or as it were. Can we go to cases and then give us the next one? A Half Moon Walk. Yeah, we just did the Kew Gardens drama, which is really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart it, because I haven't started it as it were. We're just going to see the intro. Apparently one of the boys who we know, or the boy outside has said his friend has been pulled in the police station and accused of murder. Which he's 12. You know what I mean? We're seeing to how that goes.
Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have? Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
That's ridiculous.
Sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Hell no.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men.
2 men?
You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Insane, some of that food he was talking about. What the hell? No way. Oof. And how's he killed 2 men? You know what I mean? And they've given him a good beating anyway. Interrogate Leighton. Oh damn, I couldn't read that. Whatever. Right. This is here. Solve the crime at Half Moon Street. Investigate the crime scene and talk to witnesses at Half Moon Street. Interrogate Leighton and examine his belongings at Scotland Yard. Young Wiggins of the Irregulars seeks Holmes' advice on a family affair. His older brother Leighton has been arrested by the police. He is accused in a double murder. Oh, it's his older brother. So he might not be like 12 or 13. He might be like 18, 17. I don't know. But if he's young and homeless, a part of a little street gang, you know, they're just going to be like, well, it don't matter, you know who you are, you're nobody, we can beat you, do whatever. Wouldn't surprise me. Right, let's go. This place is creepy as hell, ain't it? Ooh. I'll come back in a day, mate. Is this a rich toff? Wait, what? Alright, they won't let me speak to him, so it's down this way. It's so flipping dark. No wonder Jack the Ripper had a field day in these times. How dark it is.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Victims, witnesses. Let's have a look at the victims.
Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stud fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
I suspect that the ruffian was gonna meet with the homeless boy regarding some stolen jewels or something like that, and then the jeweller was gonna meet to buy them off him, and they both tried to rip off a young boy, and it went bad, and he shot them both. Or the ruffian, was gonna double cross them both. Seems like an odd mix of a ruffian, a jeweller, and a poor boy. You know what I mean? Each have a part to play. But that's just me speculating, very early on.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
Who sells flowers at 11:30 at night? Really? And who gave the boy a good beating, huh? Would that be you?
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Fireworks? Does he mean shots in itself?
What were the fireworks in honour of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
Okay, so fireworks went off. So he didn't have no reason to rush when he heard the fire gun, and it must have been calculated shots. Because when the fireworks went off, the guns went off, and that's why he didn't hear, unless somebody specifically saw what happened.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
There you go. Details in Half Moon.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Mr. Turner's widow.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on
Oh,
Half
window.
Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
So, all he has at this point is circumstantial, but looks dodgy, because two men enter this place, they get shot. He doesn't hear. Then a young man runs past him, and then all of a sudden, a minute later, he hears whistles and police, and then all of a sudden they grab him. So he hasn't actually seen anything. It's all circumstantial. Okay. But, so I'm wondering if the person up there saw more, or was they the person that took the shots? People are nosy, and if you can hear or see people hanging around outside here, you'd think, what are they doing? Who are they? The guy from the door there is really, really creepy. Alright, let's have a look. So we've got Brian Vercotti and Kenneth Butler. Alright, so let's look at the bodies. Ugh. Right, his hand. Left hand specifically. Tattoo.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vicotti must have done some time there.
So he's the ruffian, as it were. And he has a tattoo regarding a prison. What's he got in his hand? He seems to be clenching something, or was that when he was holding his wound?
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
So he laid there a little bit, huh? Okay. Wait, there was something over his head, wasn't there? Something's amiss.
The bullet penetrated his stomach. A dreadful wound.
Alright, that was it then, I think. Oh, here we go. Head. Alright, just as its head.
Brian Vicotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Alright, that's that one done. Okay, we've got a piece of paper here. It's saying push R1, so... Oh, you got... well?
The bullet struck his head.
Yeah,
This man didn't stand a chance.
you say. So, it's weird, because... I wonder what stance like. He shot the first one in the head to get rid of him. Then shot the other one in the stomach? Because once you've eliminated one, you can just do whatever with the other one. You need to get one of them out the way completely. Then again, you shoot someone in general, and it's going to put them down. You know what I mean? Not going to be standing around normal, are they? Left pocket. A key.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Interesting. Now think about the hands in this particular one. Nothing about him, really. Then let's hit the R1 button. Other than this piece of paper here I've seen, but... Plate, stuck object, piece of wood.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
Seems very odd. And is it even related to the case? Looks like, is it a part of a cane?
This shard of wood is quite new.
Very unusual. Alright. But that takes care of the bodies. Oh, Wiggins managed to get the shit out of me. Right, let's have a look at talk to this dude, Ryan Turner.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Alright, testimony, let's get this. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I can't back out of it now. Alright, whatever. We've got to examine him. We didn't examine the constable. I suppose he wasn't a suspect, so we weren't going to do that. Or maybe I forgot. Maybe it was or weren't an option there. I didn't really look. My apologies for that. Okay, so let's examine him anyway. Oh, he's got something very specific here. War veteran. So in theory you could say he knows a thing or two about weapons. In theory you could say he's trusted. I love how he's got that on, like, just in general, like, oh, I'm just wearing it around my house, you know? Requires support. Weak leg, limping. Does the wood regarding the stick belong to him? Perhaps they were selling some jewels, and he knew of it or heard overheard something, and shot them both and came out of his walking stick. Lodged the walking stick into the pavement, cracking it in a hurry while grabbing the jewels and going back home. I bet they're in his house right now. I've solved the case. Hold on. Why bring me here? I've already checked this section out. Is it a piece of wood related? Okay. Very unusual. What's going on here? I don't understand it. There's one more thing about him. It's supposed to be about the person, not anything regarding look, see, look at this. Why is it bringing me here? I can't even look. I'll go up slowly, right? It's ridiculous. Nothing there. What am I missing? I haven't really mucked up a character thing in a while. I don't believe I have. See? I'm not getting anything. Ah. Button. Pocket. Wait, what's this? There is something here. It's a poor life, so he's poor. Alright, testimony, let's hear it.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Right. He rushed towards the police officer, indicating that the guy who passed the police officer was the suspect. He was standing there with a gun. How did he see the gun? It's dark as hell. It's very... there's a lot of detail there. I mean, unless it was a lit area. I mean, perhaps the men had lit the area a little bit. But I couldn't see jack, so I don't know. 2 distinctive shots. Okay, anyone else specifically?
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
He seems very, very, like... I saw the murderer, so the guy he saw is the murderer, in his mind, fine. But the guy they caught... and the murderer could be 2 different people. Don't know. How did he know? You see what I mean? He's pinning the blame all on this man from his testimony. Like it was him. I saw him. He ran. They caught him. Is it him? Is it you? Because you're the only other person involved right now, dude.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
What would amplify that? A particular area in the alley? I wonder. Intriguing. We'll have to study that a little bit more. After the escape.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great
Fair
deal,
play.
Mr. Turner.
Alright, can we go up here? We can put some things together right now. Dark window. Constable Marrow paid attention to Mr. Turner's window while he was running past the dead bodies. He did not observe anyone next to the window. It was dark there. Well, obviously I assume he was hiding, or he moved away. Different shots, 2 victims. Turner's view. Mr. Turner stated that he remained near his window until he was caught by the police. But then the police officer didn't see him. Thanks, arriver, a miss. Conflicting statements. Mr. Turner, stated that he remained at the window in his flat until the police arrived. However, the conflict with Marlowe's statement, the constable did not see anyone at the window, so he moved. It's bullshit. Search Turner's flat. Ooh. Yes, we can do that. That'd be interesting. Different shots. Mr. Turner heard 2 different consecutive shots. The second was louder than the first. Right, blah, blah, blah. We've both found shot in Hoffman Street, which is located between Great Alley and Whitechapel High Street. Okay, fine. I'm suspecting we're going to find a gun in this guy's home. Can we search his home? Let's question that now.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Dorky, Turner's contradiction. Peterwood, Turner's limp.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
And he's limping.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Well, he is poor. We know that much. And he's... How could you miss each other when the whistle's going and everything? You're at a window. You know what I mean? How do you miss me at the window? If I'm staying at the window. It's ridiculous. So I don't believe that for a second. It's bullshit. Fireplace, huh?
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
There's something in it. He's burning something. Burnt paper. Here we go.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here.
I'm sure we'll find a way of...
These
it.
words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
I feel bad. He said he was gonna like let me in and show me the view, and I'm searching his home. Bit of a piss take, really.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
So he was trying to find something in a book specifically, and he threw a piece of paper into the fire. At the same time, how do you know it was a short while ago, Holmes? Come on, let's be honest. Could have been last week and he's just left it as a mess. Doesn't mean he's good. Oh, look, he's got a cane, walking stick. And there's the other piece of the wood.
This walking stick is broken. It was placed here quite recently.
This is what's happened. So a shot's been fired. He ran out. Picked up whatever was there. The things. I think something was being sold. Traded between a jeweller and a ruffian or thief. And I think that he's seen it, ran out there quickly, broke his cane in the paving stones, nicked whatever it was, ran back in, and then quickly researched about how much it's worth. I suspect there's something valuable in this flat at this point.
A match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
It's looking more and more dodgy for you, Mr. Turner. Oh, it was downstairs. I think that's outside, so we'll leave that for now. Now, if you're going to hide something, you'd hide it in your bedroom in theory. So, before we examine the bed, is there anything specifically around here that we can do, or... Right, so kitchen table, that's it, kitchen table, then it'd be the window. This trunk would have something suspicious in it, but whatever. Let's check the bed, then we'll check the kitchen table.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Don't look like he slept in it. Or has he? No, he has. No, it's fair. Fair play. I thought it was already made. Okay. Alright, so there's nothing about the bed that was suspicious. Kitchen knife?
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Sweepings. Shredded paper. What? Oh.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Why would you want to destroy a piece of paper that detailed and finely, rather than scrunching it up and throwing it in the bin?
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window.
If something was laying there in a bag or valuable or whatever, I mean, I'm putting my own spin on it. I don't know if there's anything valuable at all there involved, but I'm assuming there had to be something. He's a jeweller and a thief roaming around, so, or a ruffian as they called him.
The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Maybe Chapman, yeah, he said later. Maybe Chapman came in and discovered the bodies. Ooh. Why would you cut papers with knife? I don't understand that. I see. So, alright, hold on. So what, this would be one? I don't know. Oh no, hold on. He got up from bed. This would be number one, wouldn't it? That's one. He grabbed his stick? But I don't get it. Why would you grab a book, start cutting up papers, throwing it in the fire? I don't get it. It's a bit weird. It really is. Okay, so let's say he did this. Well, what's he doing here though? I don't get it. Alright, let's go. This is number two. Just say he ran over here. Two. Then for whatever reason he came over here. Three. Then he cut up this. Four. And then he burned. Then he did this. Threw something into the fire. Watch sequence. Damn it. Sorry, play it. Watch sequence. Don't know if this is true. Oh wait a minute, there's a thing downstairs. We missed out on. Yeah. I think. Yeah, we never saw him pick up. We never did the outside thing. So I think this is wrong. I'll just confirm it's wrong and then we can do it again. But we'll just include the outside part. Weird. And then he threw it out. That's the last sequence we had.
No, it didn't happen this way.
No, that's fine. Okay, so let's do again, and then we will. So this is what happened then. So this is 1. He ran over to the window. Right, so approach body. Right, it's 3 itself. Okay, then he what? It had to be searched whatever it was. Placed the broken stick, yeah. So he hit the broken stick. Then he cut something up. And then he threw this. Here we go. Looks like the proper way, I think. God, I don't know if it is though, but whatever. Is he actually going to go all the way downstairs? Apparently he is. This is creepy. I thought it'd take something. It'd have to be quick. Broke it because he's trying to get away. I suppose we watch it all the way through. I mean, I'm not seeing much else. Anything here. There's nothing else. So, this should be the full sequence. In this order, I assume. I can't see him getting out of bed and then, you know, running down there. You'd have to look out the window first, surely. Put the cane back. Grab something specifically. Hoping this is right. Why would he cut up a specific piece of paper?
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Right, R1. Fat
I
print,
can
examine
see
the
prints
books.
from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
Alright, what did he find? It's Moby Dick, classic tale.
Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book.
Nice. This is, I told you it was saying like that. Ram's head.
A bracelet with a unique ram's head design. A distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
So he stole evidence. Then again, he is a poor man, so I understand why. But you've been tampering with evidence, old man. Solve the crime at Half Moon Street. Investigate the crime, yes. Interrogate Leighton, yep. Yeah, we've got to do that. Talk to Mr. Turner and check the view of his flat. There should be something to explain. Yes, okay. Done that, and then we've got this dialogue. Right. So I think we've done what we can in here at this point. Talk to him. Walking to window.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Turner's limp. Door key. Turner's contradiction. You have a limp.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
The whole truth. Mr.
And what
Turner.
of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
The bracelet, dude.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
I understand. I'm not gonna, it is what it is. I'm not gonna punish him anymore for that. We've got back. He lied. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could push him up on charges and all this crap, tampering with evidence, but I'm not gonna bother. Whatever. We've done. Now, I do want to speak to the woman. At the... wait, why have we gone back in the bedroom? at the end. What does she have to say? You there. Why are you selling flowers at 11:30 at night? How weirdo are you?
Mrs. Powell?
What do you...
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
What are you doing after this? Alright, what's the
Could you
testimony?
tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then,
Yes.
all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Hold on. But I thought... I thought that there was like a... Okay. So the guy, when he ran past... I don't understand that. Hold on. There's 2 ways in and out of this alley. One of them had a gun and ran past her. He was covered in blood. But then the other guy, the police officer, said the guy ran past him, ran out the alley, and he didn't think nothing of it. So it's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on here. What else?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
Yes, and at 11:30 at night, I'm sure there are plenty of them.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Let's go. Okay, completed. Alright. Now, I'm still a little bit confused. He said, the police officer said someone ran past him. Right? So, I'm running, I've committed a crime, and there's a policeman over here. Right? She's saying a guy come over here and was covered in blood carrying a gun, and then 2 constables caught him. How do you know? How does the other cop know that the man that they caught is the same that ran past him? I reckon there's 2 suspects. Right, let's speak to Wiggins.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard?
No.
Is he all right?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Alright, let's go. To Scotland Yard. Alright, any deductions right now? Different shots, common statement. Leighton Chapman is the only person who was seen entering Half Moon Street after Brian Velotti and Kenneth Butler had seen standing over the dead bodies. He was seen standing over the bodies and escaping the crime scene shortly afterwards. Is that it? That's all we got. Yeah. Nothing really new then. Be interesting to have statements.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession,
Okay.
which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
So he was found. So it is the guy's brother. He does have a gun. So that doesn't help him. Check the other... Oh wait, this is a body room. We need... No. Oh. Evidence. Right. Leighton's gun. Before we get to that. Cigarettes. An apple and a watch.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
It might have been a... So I reckon the ruffian, as it were, who's... I'm using those terms because I can't remember the names. Right, so the ruffian, as it were, was like selling a valuable item to the jeweller in a back street deal. He comes along and tries to rob them. It goes bad, he shoots them. That's what I'm thinking at the point. He's living cheaply, cheap watch, cheap cigarettes. I mean, an apple, for God's sake.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon.
Reliable, huh?
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Was it even fired then? At this point, there was 2 shots fired. Specifically. Barrel catch. Here we go. It would appear there are 2 fired shells. I'm sorry, at this point, he's looking more and more guilty than me.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
I don't like it. Revolver. 2 victims. Double murder. Kenneth Butler and Brian Velotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person or a person. The conclude again. Lootless. Leighton Chapman had nothing of any value in his possession when he was caught by the police directly after the crime. Yes, that's true. Oh snap, what the... Right, so he didn't have anything, so he was... Common statement. Leighton Chapman was seen entering, yes. Ah, different shots. This is the interesting thing. Different shots, and it's the same gun, but there was 2 shots from the one revolver. Simultaneous shots. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots, as in fact 3 shots were made. At the first, a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously direct afterwards. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots that were made from different points. Yeah. Yeah, so different areas in the alleyway. It seems, I mean, there's only 2 shots fired, 2 people reporting. There was 1 shot was different than the other. It's got to be firing position. Obviously, the other guy's going to stand there. He's going to move, surely, and make a run for it. But then the bodies weren't that far apart from each other. Let's go with that route at this point. It seems more logical. Clues. Again, he has no ink on him. He was seen, okay, Leighton's revolver. With 2 fire cartridges caught. Yes. Oh, whatever. I think that's about it for now. It looks to be a different firing position. Wait, they're saying that... Hold on. What are they bitching at me for? Alright, here we are. Hold on. Compelling evidence. The witness testimonies and the crime weapon clearly point to one possible culprit, Leighton Chapman. I agree with that. It's not looking good right now. And that's it at this point. No, they still want me to look at stuff. What is going on here? I don't get it. Do they want me to suggest as a third person then? That's what it must be. Saying red. So, I got it wrong. I don't know. It's weird. Alright, that's it then. That's it. Okay. Now let's interrogate him. Oh wait, I was here. Bring him in.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening.
I'll say right now that from what I've seen, all the evidence is terrible.
I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Alright, so first and foremost, he's not a 12-year-old kid. He's like an 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old. Let's examine him. Again, they ain't said about the beating he received. Look at his face. He's been slashed down the face, isn't he? When people see that, people think you're a troublemaker. And probably deserved it. Occasional fights. Grew up on the street. Well, that's no surprise in there. Let's go down the body. Ooh, what's that? Bruise. Recent beating. Oh, he resisted arrest. He's a hothead. Okay. Well, if he resisted arrest, I'm not surprised they give him a smack. Especially them days. Downtown fashion. Cushy job. He's a what? He's got a cushy job. I thought he was poor like his brother. Like, why is his brother a street rat? Oh, weird guy, man. Would have thought his brother would have been in school and education, whatever. Or something. Westgate prison. Oh, yeah, well, committed a crime in the past. Well, that's fine. Wait a minute. Didn't the guy who is dead also have a prison mark? I reckon he knew him in prison. Right, let's have a look at his story.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
Alright. But how in the world does it relate to you having a gun on you and 2 shots fired? I can understand if you had a loaded gun and it had no shots fired. I'd be like, okay, well, where's the shell cases? Are they on the floor? Did you hide them? Let's search your place. Let's search your jacket, your you know what I mean? What you had on you at the time. It's so convenient that 2 shots were fired. You were there with a gun with 2 shots fired. How's that happened?
So you might
It seems annoying.
to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Ah, so the gun he had wasn't even his. He just took the... So then at this point, one of the men with the gun on the floor fired 2 shots. No, there you go. He shot the jeweller, right, the guy on the floor, just say, for example, and the third man shot him. So, 1, 2, 3 shots. Wait, hold on. That's not right. Give me a second. Yeah, no, 2 shots. Okay, fine. Continue. I'm liking what I'm hearing right now. So he is innocent at this point, I will say. In my opinion, from what I've heard.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
The third man.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Yeah, why did you follow him?
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Brave and stupid, huh? Turner's contradiction, Turner's limp. Westgate Prisoners, there you go. He's linked to the thing. So here we go.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I'm amazing.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Interesting stuff. Okay, so Leighton's statement. Old acquaintance. Hold on. Let's go. Imaginary man. The person who Leighton Chapman describes in his statement is a figment of his own imagination created by Renegade himself. Perhaps. But then I'm thinking about the situation with spontaneous shots. No, saying it's bull. Alright, we're going to leave that one anyway. What the hell? Here we go. Right, personal motive. The violent crime committed at Half Moon Street, Leighton Chapman, could have been a personal motive. Wow, double murder. What was that? Leighton Chapman committed a double murder at Half Moon Street. An old and mutual enmity between Leighton Chapman and Brian Velotti was the motive for his crime. I don't know. I want to continue the investigation. It doesn't seem right to me. That'll wrap it up real quick. I don't know. It doesn't seem... Hold on. What about this? No one... Look, search the archives. There we go. Right, so we can search the archives. Solve Half Moon Street, investigate the ancient bracelet, find out how it could have appeared at Half Moon Street. There's a possible crossfire between Kenneth Buckley and Brian Velotti. Yes. Examine the dead bodies and perform an reenactment. Okay. Wait, have I got to go back to the street? Or no, I've got to do an examination. No, I thought we already did that at the crime scene. Yeah, saying it's a miss here. Okay. So let's go to Baker Street. Look at the archives. But it's funny because the way the case is, we can just throw him in jail forever and end the case now. But I don't believe that it's him. Maybe that's me not wanting to believe it's him. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it. But you know what I mean? Alright, so...
My archive. I can...
Search for bracelet. So, an antique golden bracelet that was found in Mr. Turner's flat, decorated with distinctive ram heads. So, marks and symbols.
That is not the one I need.
Newspapers. Arts and architecture. Here we go. These beautiful antique jewels represent a part of a Hellenistic treasures collection depicted of 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mifflin or whatever have been missing from the museum since 1885.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Yeah, we're looking for 1885. Treasure. Here we go. The treasure theft. The treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by a cab on their way from the British Museum to the Glorfield Fine Art Expedition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler. Here we go. Contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding the gentleman who had attempted to steal his collection. Attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. Police have since captured the described man as a professional thief by name, Vincent Foley. He's the next person to go to then. Who had been in the process of escaping London via a port. He was recognised by a surviving driver of the cab and had transported the collection of treasures, blah blah. Vincent Foley refused to confess to where the remaining treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasure is still to be found.
Here it is.
Foley's the next suspect. Foley might be the one that did it.
Kenneth Butler was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Alright. Interesting stuff. Long lost art. Whatever. Still bleeding dark as hell, isn't it? Not suspicious at all, mate. What on earth? That's creepy. What's going on here? How do I get in? I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. Oh. Ah, the key. Here we go.
Key matches the lock. Perfect.
That's what the key was for. His pawn shop. Ah. We can look for the remainder of the treasure, maybe? Climbing equipment.
And a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Okay. That's the end of that. It's a small store, isn't it? Sank in the drawer. Ooh, a necklace. With a ram's head on it.
This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
And a letter. Hello, Kenneth. So this is the one who's in prison, no doubt. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewellery with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this. Here we go. Money bags for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing at Great Owl, in Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. So here's a letter. They were going to meet. So he was a criminal. He had stolen jewels, and he was the fixer between him and another man. So there's a third man involved. It looks like he just got caught in the crossfire, that young boy. Interesting.
It looks as though
Accounting
Mr.
book.
Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Ah, and maybe he's a customer. Well, I don't say a customer. But if he was a customer, we could find the names of the people he deals with often. But Butler's Jewels. Here we go. Imaginary man. There's no, oh, hold on. Sorry, down here. Burglary motive. The search for the missing holistic treasure could be the motive for the crime that was committed at Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. Yes, we haven't found the ring. The violence committed at Half Moon Street with David Chapman could have been led to a person. I don't think so. I think it's related to this. Robbery. Leighton Chapman. What? No. Committed a double murder at Half Moon. His motive was theft of the ancient valuable treasures. The last... no, I don't believe that's a steal at all. No. Let's go back to the... Okay, so that's about it for that. Okay, that's it. Is that all there was to it? Feels like it, unfortunately. Hold on. A flare pistol.
Flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor.
Really? That's it. Why do they objective interest? So there is something more over here.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
Why would I need that? And I can't engage with it any more than that. Mountaineer equipment. Something's amiss there with that. What's going on with that? Another objective. Is it just referring to the same thing? Pistol. So, for example, a flare gun could be used if you go up a mountain, and you could use that to signal for help. This might be the other shot that was fired. The police were laughing, weren't they, when he accused, said there's a man that's run off. Is the flare gun a signal for something? So that's going on here. Solve a crime at Half Moon Street. There was a possible crossfire between Kenneth. Yes. Examine the dead bodies and perform. This is where we've got to go next. Something's amiss though. It's got to be those dead bodies. Very weird. A lot of it proper wants me to condemn the boy or whatever and just say, it's over. Can we do a reenactment here? Hold on, we've got to go down this road.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
What a piece of shit. Alright. So, what the hell's that? A pole? Oh, it's getting interesting now. Okay. Guys, give me a second. I'm just to check the time of this video because I don't want to go on too long. I want to secure the footage and stuff. So, hold on. Hour and 30 minutes, guys. I'm going to leave it here. The next one is that we are going to do the reconstruction of this and then hopefully solve the case. I know, but they seem to really want me to condemn this kid and just throw him under the bus kind of thing, and then that's it. But I don't think that's very truthful. I believe there is a third man involved. It is the buyer, the so-called rich man, and I believe that he's a mountain climbing person or something, or someone who's into adventure. I'm believing the flare gun in the shop and the mountain climbing equipment is all connected at this point, and the police I think are a little bit sketchy as well at this point. Anyway guys, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.